Ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, it's Mike. Welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. Let's take a look here. Current blood sugar is 10.3. I have 3.5 units of active insulin in my body. I had a low this morning, dipped down, and I was 3.3. Had to have a nasal glucagon, and it brought me up to 11, and that's sort of where I've stayed. So between 9 and 11. Today's video, I know in the last video I said was supposed to be my birthday one. Well, it's not quite my birthday. I suddenly realized I still have 3 days or so. So, today we're going to discuss who's going to take care of your diabetes. And I don't know if I'm going to continue dropping promos about my next video. Maybe I'll do it on Facebook. That may be something. But we'll drop it off right now. So, 10.3. Where am I in time and range? A lot better today than I have been. Sitting at 82%. Still 17 above, 82 in range, 3.9 below, and average sugar in millimoles is 7.8. For those of you who are the Americans, I'll put in a graph right at the end of this prompt that will show you the difference between Canadian and American values. So let's get on and let's get on to Okay, the 90-10 rule. It's just a very simple rule. Out of all the meals you eat, we're including snacks and dinner, it works out to about 35 times you eat in a week. Now, in that 35 times during a week, you follow what you're supposed to eat, keeping your red meat down, eating vegetables as much as possible. That will help your blood sugar. The 10% of that time, you can go crazy. So, if we take the, can't find the calculator here, just one sec. Okay? So if we take 35 meals per week, I'm using an average of at least 5 meals a day if you're one that's taking snacks, times 90% equals 32 meals a week. So 32 meals from minus from 35, that means 3 meals a week. You could blow caution to the wind. Now, that doesn't mean you don't count carbs. It's important for you to count carbs. If you don't count the carbs, you're going to be in trouble. Even though you may go out and have cake for dessert, or milkshake, or sugar cola, you still have to count those carbs. Carbs don't disappear. It's not the sort of thing, oh, it's your birthday or it's Christmas. Oh, carbs don't count. No, 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 no. Sorry, guys and girls. Carbs still count. But the 90-10 is just a mathematical formula, if you want to put it that way, that people with diabetes can follow to help the cravings. When I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, we got a book put out by the Canadian Diabetes Association at the time, now called Diabetes Canada, and it pretty well just said, these are the foods you can eat, this is how much, you're not allowed any other, you have to eat these sort of foods at certain times. Well, your dietitian pretty well, when you left hospital, you had this diet. And we were measuring out things, and by grade 9, my second year of high school, I was eating junk food left, right, and center. I was a friggin' teenager. The diet they had prescribed me, I pretty well was starving. But if I followed the 90-10% rule, it probably would help me to stay on track. We talked this week about obesity and diabetes. We talked about carb counting and diabetes. So the 90-10 rule is something that helps describe. Now, when I first started this channel, the 90-10 rule did not exist. Nope, nope. Back then, it was the 80-20 rule. And I was thinking, that really opens it up way, way too much. If you're trying to aim tight control, 90-10 is a better way to look at it. 3 meals a week. You can have 3 treats a week. Doesn't that sound better than not having anything at all? So what can you eat? Well, for me, this is kind of a big sort of send-off message I'm trying to convey. I recently went through a colonoscopy, and during that colonoscopy, I couldn't eat anything. In my mind, I wanted a pizza. So when I got out here, I ordered pizza and breadsticks, and I had the best meal ever. But I was hungry. But that still was a treat. That would be a treat for one of the meals. Do you understand where I'm coming from? You really want to watch what you eat, even your I, special meals. I don't like to use the word cheap because everyone, when I was growing up, everyone else could have whatever they want. Oh, no, you're a diabetic. You're not allowed. That would be cheating. So just because we have to take insulin, we have to follow what we eat, we have to exercise, we could just be a normal person and eating what we wanted to eat. So, no, I don't agree with that. Pure and simple, no way. So, cheating, I don't agree with. These terms that I've devised are special meals. Special meals can be you want a milkshake with dinner, you want an ice cream float. Um, you want to have more meat if you're going to a steakhouse. You can count, but remember, you have to count the carbs. You always have to count the carbs. I'm sorry, guys, like I said before, carbs don't disappear. Sorry, this is not a good photo of me today. So, 90% of the time, so we're looking at 32 meals out of the total of 35, or how many you eat. 90% of that should be followed low sugar diets, low carb, um, fruits and vegetables. Things would always work out better. And then you can splurge. In here, there's a little snack cart you can get. And every so often I will have a special meal and I will have a chocolate or a can of Coke. I count the amount of carbs, pure and simple. So life doesn't have to be so strict. Just because you're a diabetic does not mean that life's over with. You're never going to eat again. I've told this story before. Once the time I was in the hospital, they put me with a new diabetic. I was about 23, 22. And he was roughly about the same age. He might have been a bit older, but he had just been diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. He was so upset about it, he kept the room in totally dark. I don't know how many times I hit the bed rail because I couldn't see to get from the door to the bed. And all he could think about was going out drinking with friends, and he couldn't do that anymore. Well, there's more to life than just going out and getting sloshed. Type 1 diabetes is probably the most antisocial drug disease you can get. You can't really always go out to dinner with your friends. You can't go on drinking fun times with them. So use the 90-10 rule, and then the 2 to 3 times a week you can have your special meals. face it, we're always going to have rules. People are always going to envision with us, oh, you can't eat that, you're a diabetic. Well, we can. Type 1s can eat what they want. For heart conditions and that, we want to keep red meats, fruits and vegetables. Sorry, red meats off your diet, fruits and vegetables allowed on your diet. That is simply the 90-10 rule. Keep on it. Try it. Work within those boundaries. Life can be good. You can still have your cheat. People do diets all the time, and then they say, this is my cheat day. Well, you can have that with diabetes too. Just count your carbs, and the rest of the week, follow a sensible diet. And with that, we're going to call it a day. Have a great day, and we'll talk again soon. My email address is Mike's Diabetes World at gmail.com. All one line. Drop me